Get ready.
This is the voice of Wayne America.
Lighten up, Francis.
With your host,
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here.
Mike Carnes.
How do you measure yourself with other golfers?
By height.
Only at WayneAmerica.com.
The supernova's gonna kill us all.
Okay, this guy is the real zero, that's true. Let's just think back when you guys were freshmen, huh?
.com.
Greetings from Wayne America. This is the Voice of Wayne America podcast, an exclusive here at WayneAmerica.com. I'm your host, Mike Carnes, and every week here on The Big Show, we talk with somebody who has some kind of connection to the best town in all of America, and of course, that is right here in Wayne America. I want to thank our sponsors for the program, including AKA 142 Media, and your business can also be mentioned here. And for more information on that, you can email me at mike@mikeacproductions.com. If the sound this week is a little different than it is normally, it's because we're kind of in a new location this week. We kind of bounce around from place to place, from week to week. And this week we're sitting in the press box at Hank Overin Field in Wayne, America. And the reason we're doing that is because this weekend Wayne is playing host to the Class B Area 5 American Legion Seniors baseball tournament that'll be going on Friday through Tuesday here at Hank Overin Field. And I've got a couple people representing Wayne baseball here on the big show this week. We have Steve Lutt, who's president of the Wayne Baseball Association, and also Robbie Gamble, who's the coach of the Wayne American Legion Post 43 senior baseball team. Guys, thanks for coming. You know, we're recording this on Monday afternoon. Steve and I have just returned from Nebraska City, where Steve's son Josh was playing in the junior state tournament there, and of course I was there reporting as well. And then Robbie, of course, took the seniors to UTAN this weekend. So we've all been kind of gotten more than our share of baseball here this last few days.
It has been a lot of baseball.
Yeah. Let's start with the Area 5 tournament. Steve, Wayne was selected as the host site for the B5 area tournament this past winter. And every winter, the American Legion Baseball Committee goes through the process of determining who's going to host the area and the state tournaments. Can you talk a little bit about what Wayne has to do, or what a community has to do in order to secure a host site for an area or a state tournament?
Sure. The process that's involved is in November, December, we start putting together the application that we submit to the Legion. We work on what we want to emphasize, the strong points for Wayne and our ballpark. And that is due, I believe, like around January 10th, early part of January. And then the state meets in Lincoln. They meet about the third week of January, and they look at all the applications, and then hopefully our application gets submitted, gets accepted, which it did this last year, and it also, a year ago, we hosted the junior area tournament. So basically fill out an application and put down the strong points of your community, and that's what's involved. And
then once you guys are notified that you're a host, then what do you have to do between, I think it's like early February when you guys find out, or the end of January till the end of July when the tournament comes? What you have about 6 months to kind of get everything ready. So what do you gotta do to get that ready to go?
Well, the main thing is trying to get your ballpark ready, and the things you need to work on. And this last year it was getting a new scoreboard. We didn't have a lot of other major things to wrap up. Now the Rebuild Hank project was going on, and the press box needs to be finished yet, but that's going to happen. We've got a list of things that need to be done, mostly tidy up stuff, clean things up. Possibly a little painting and that, which we're going to be doing a lot of that work here. We don't want to do a lot of weed eating and all that type of work too far in advance. No, the scoreboard and the press box are probably our major construction things that had to happen here. Yeah, and the scoreboard this year, if you're used to coming to Hank Overin Field, you see the scoreboard has always been in the right field corner, and put it in the left field side this year. A little change of pace around here. Yeah, it worked out really well, and as we sit here in the press box, you look out there, and it's about in the perfect location for where we place the press box. The majority of the people now, we kind of changed where people sit somewhat, and we get a lot of people sitting here by the Wayne dugout, and so it's a much better view looking out towards left field. So that's why we placed it there, and the city graciously helped us get it installed, and it's in a great location now.
Now, as you said earlier, the juniors, we played host to the juniors area tournament last year. You and I both got to kind of see the Nebraska City American Legion kind of run the state tournament down there, and from my perspective, it seemed like they did a pretty good job. Yeah, they didn't harass the photographer, which that's number one. If you're nice to the photographer, he's usually pretty good about things. But it's really a nice baseball field. Of course, Nebraska City has all those trees and everything, and their parks there are really top notch. And that baseball field, they're kind of sitting in there with the trees and the swimming pool nearby and everything. Just a really nice looking facility to have a state tournament.
Yes, I had not been there before, and we were very, very impressed. Very nice facility. The field was in great shape, and yeah, just the location with the aquatic park right there, and a ton of trees, of course, in Arbor Day, home of Arbor Day. Mm-hmm. So I was very impressed. They did a great job of running it. They certainly would deserve to get it back again because they did a really nice job.
Yeah, it seemed like each game, they went from game to game. They did a fantastic job of getting the field ready and getting teams what they needed to get prepared to play, and then kind of just stay out of the way and let them do their job on the field, and they did a great job, I think.
They certainly did, and we I won't mention any towns, but we've been to other locations that really don't hold a candle to what Nebraska City offered. It was a place that was very deserving of a state tournament, without a doubt.
Yeah, definitely. And the only bad thing about the experience is that we went 0-2. So we didn't get to hang around for more than a couple days down there.
No, we did go 0-2. We played Waverly real tough, took them to 8 innings, and then the next night Waverly puts a spanking on Nebraska City, which we did not see that coming. Mm-hmm. So our boys played well. We're awfully young, started 4 Pony boys, and I think this group here, they've got the taste, or the hunger now to get back next year, and I know they're going to work hard to make that happen.
Yeah, I think Robbie's got to be excited to know what's coming down the line here, because they only 2 of those kids move up next year, and a very young team this year for them to win their area tournament and get down to state and take the defending champions into extra innings to start the tournament. That's definitely nothing to sneeze at. That's great potential for the future.
Absolutely, and this team, they better not hang their heads, because they had the last 3 weeks of the season have just been incredible for winning the Ralph Bishop League for both our juniors and our seniors. We're not sure the last time that happened, and I don't think anybody's had a chance to look that up, but we swept the Ralph Bishop League, and for this young team to win a tough area, they can be very, very proud of what they've done, and we will miss, the juniors will miss Tyler and Caleb next year. They'll be moving up to seniors, but we've got a strong nucleus of juniors coming back.
Yeah, great group of kids, and like I said, Robbie's, I think he's excited about what is coming up, but right now he's got to worry about the Senior Legion team. They're hosting the area tournament. We're going to talk to Robbie here in just a second here on Voice of Wayne America. What does the AKA and AK 142 Media stand for? Well, it stands for many things, but the most important thing is that AKA 142 Media provides awesome kickin' apps that can be downloaded to your phone or tablet. Whether it's your school, your favorite youth sports program, or your local business, AKA 142 Media has an awesome kickin' app that they can build to meet your needs. And make sure you download the official Wayne America mobile app that's now available for your smartphone and mobile app. It is free, and you can download it anytime on your favorite mobile device. For more information on getting a mobile app designed, send Kevin an email at kevin@ak142.com and tell him that Mike sent you. That's AKA 142 Media, awesome kickin' apps. We're talking with Steve Lutt and Robbie Gamble here representing Wayne Baseball, Wayne American Legion Baseball here on Voice of Wayne America. The Class B Area 5 tournament for the senior division is coming up this weekend here at Hank Overin Field. We're sitting in the press box here doing this interview. And Robbie, you guys coming off a weekend tournament in U10, final tune-up before the big tournament this weekend. How's the team looking heading into this area tournament?
I think we're looking really good. We went 2-1 down there. We played Bennington. They're the ones that beat us down there, and they're always a really tough team. We got to play a couple teams that actually 3 teams that we don't normally see in Auburn and Bennington and Fort Calhoun. And it was a great tournament to be in and kind of tune up a little bit for coming into the area week.
Yeah, you guys have had a pretty good season this year. I think 15-12. I think is your guys' record going into the tournament. Is that right? Or
15-11.
15-11. And of course, the highlight of the season so far is winning the Ralph Bishop League. Steve had mentioned it earlier that that Wayne swept the league championships for the juniors and the seniors, and kids are really at this stage of the game. When you come back and win your league title like that, that's a great feather in your cap and great momentum to head into the postseason.
Yeah, one of the things we always talk about early when the season just starts is to be playing our best baseball once July rolls around. And I think both teams, the juniors, obviously, that was happening with them, winning the Ralph Bishop League and then making it to the state tournament. We just hope we follow suit and play a very good area. We got a tough area with some really good teams in it, and I think we're playing. We're going to clean up a couple things this week. I give them 2 days off, Monday and Tuesday, and we're going to get after it Wednesday and Thursday with some good practices, and then we open up Friday night against Ponca at 7:00.
And looking at that bracket, that's a kind of an interesting bracket. You guys got the 6th seed out of a 7-team tournament, and I think somebody had mentioned that I think everybody except Schuyler is above 500 heading into this tournament. So this tournament is not going to be there aren't going to be too many cupcakes in this tournament. This is going to be a pretty tough go here.
Yeah, I think our first round, Ponca, I think they're dangerous. They can hit the ball. We played them. We were lucky enough to beat them first round of the Ralph Bishop League tournament. But yeah, I mean, you've got West Point and O'Neill. O'Neill would just love nothing better than to come in here and take us out on our field, since we've done that on theirs before. So,
like last week, the juniors.
The juniors did that, and then 2 years ago the juniors did it as well. Up there. But I feel really good about the 6th seed with a 15-11 record. We don't have a light schedule at all. We play great competition, and that gets us to the point where we play some of these teams, we're ready for it. We're ready for the competition, and we're ready for the battle. So I like where we're at, actually. There's 7 teams and we're the 6th seed, but I like where we're at.
How much does having a spring schedule, having the high school baseball, how much does that help you as a coach for the Legion team? Because schools like Ponca, Schuyler, some of these other schools don't have spring baseball, so these kids don't pick up a baseball bat really until they start practicing in April, May. Whereas our kids are already doing it in February and March. So I would think that gives us maybe a little bit of an advantage over some of those schools.
It is, because we're throwing. We started practice for the high school baseball team February 27th. So that's 2 months for sure before a lot of these teams are even picking up a baseball. So yeah, our arms are in shape, and our pitching is already going strong by the time the Legion season rolls around. So I think it's a big advantage.
Yeah, and I think plus the fact that during the spring season you don't have a Ponca or Laurel or the smaller towns that are usually on our schedule during summer. They're playing Bennington and Fort Calhoun and Arlington. They're playing high schools that are playing baseball pretty much all year round, and so you get a chance to kind of test yourself against those bigger teams, those bigger and bigger towns and bigger teams, and that really kind of gives you a little bit of a head start heading into the summer. Then.
Yeah, I mean, when there's only Class A and B in high school baseball, so when you go to districts and you're sitting up against an Elkhorn South or somebody like that, your bigger schools, Seward, Blair, whoever it is. I mean, it's tough for a small school like Wayne to compete, but we do the best we can, and they know we're on the map. That's for sure.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and you look at the bracket. Ponca's number 3 seed, Wayne's the 6th seed. But then you look at who is in that bracket. You guys have beaten the number 1 seed, West Point. You've beaten Ponca, who's a 3 seed, and then have some other teams in that bracket that I think you guys. You're calling you guys a 6 seed. It's kind of, it doesn't sound impressive, but I think if you play this game, if you try to bet on this tournament based on seedings, you're going to be severely disappointed, because that 6 seed's a pretty tough out.
Yeah, and I was trying to tell the tournament director down in UTAN this weekend that we were a 6th seed and have a really good chance at winning it. And he's like, what? And, but yeah, I mean, like I said, when we come into the season, we revamped our schedule as far as the Ralph Bishop League goes. Before we would just play the North teams. We're in the North Division, and we switched it up. So now we're playing everybody in the whole league, which is a lot better competition. Mm-hmm. The South is very tough when you have your Wisner, Howells Dodge, and Arlington and West Point. Some of those teams that you get a play on. Right before, we would never play them unless it was the league tournament, the league championship or something like that. So getting to play those guys every year is really a bonus, because it kind of gauges you where you need to be for your area tournament and things like that, because those teams are usually there. So your West Point and Arlington, obviously. So.
Yeah, and you guys played West Point during the regular season this summer, got beat here in Wayne, and then returned the favor in the league championship at West Point, or at Wakefield. So, really, like we said, the 6th seed doesn't sound very impressive, but when you look at that entire field, there are literally 6 teams that can win this tournament.
Absolutely, and if you come watch us, we tend to like let things get a little interesting toward the end of the game. I mean,
don't go home early.
Yeah, don't go. If we're up by 5 runs, don't go home early, because things could change awful fast.
Yeah. I think a lot of you parents. I don't think there was very many gray hairs among these parents at the start of the season, but it's starting to change over a little bit.
Yeah, we trying to sell more popcorn, keep them in the stands.
For instance, with the West Point tournament, with the league tournament, the championship, we were up 7-4, going in the bottom of the 7th inning, and we wound up winning the game with a tying run at third base. And I've got more gray hair, I know. and yesterday in the game with Fort Calhoun, they had bases loaded, and we had to bring Caden in. Tucker was getting up there in pitches, so we brought Caden in, and he shut the door, but they had bases loaded as well, and it was a 10-7 game. So
yeah.
Yeah, things are interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely is a fun team to watch, and they'll play 7 o'clock on Friday night here at Hank Overin Field for the first round of the Class B Area 5 tournament. And the winner, of course, will get to go to the state tournament in Alliance next week. We're talking with Robbie Gamble and Steve Lutt from Wayne Baseball, talking here on the Voice of Wayne America. Wanted to take a moment to let you know that if you're looking to capture your kids' memories with a scrapbook, but you don't have the time to put it all together, Mikey C. Productions now offers a professional scrapbooking service where we take all those memories and help put them together for you in a scrapbook that your family will enjoy for years to come. Send me an email at Mikey C. Productions for more information, and don't forget to check out the photo website to see some amazing images we've captured of the kids during all the sports here in Wayne during this past school year and this summer. They're part of what makes Wayne the special community that it is. So check out our photo website at MikeyCProductions.smugmug.com and get your favorite photos delivered today from Mikey C. Productions. Talking with Steve Lutt and Robbie Gamble here from Wayne Baseball here on the Voice of Wayne America. The Class B Area 5 tournament getting started here on Friday at Hank Overin Field. And I think it's kind of appropriate that we are sitting here at Hank Overin Field. And the thing about this field, if you haven't been at the field in some time, you are going to be very, very surprised, because it's not what it looked like 3 years ago. In the summer of 2014, of course, the fall of 2013, we had our tornado, and a lot of people, when we talk about the rebuilding of Hank Overin Field, a lot of people just assumed that the baseball field was taken down by the tornado, but it was actually a windstorm that came the following June that knocked over a tree that was just by the entrance on the west side of the field here, and that was actually what knocked the stadium down and got us to where we're at today. And guys, I want you to both chime in on this. The thing about this field is it's been around for a long time. I think it was built like in the 30s or 40s. There was a revamp done, I think, in the 80s, in the early 80s. But it's really until that storm hit. It really this was really where it was at until that tree knocked things down. And what that Rebuild Hank committee has done, and the help from the community and the city is to make this what it is now is just an amazing thing to see here.
Yeah, in 1981, we believe was the last time they did anything major to this ballpark. And Robbie and I were both playing Little League Baseball down here then. But it was certainly well overdue for some work to be done here. The tree falling on the grandstand just kind of kick-started everything. And at that point, Robbie and I and Pat Molina was heavily involved, Jeff Zeiss and Adam Hoffman, and of course Mike Carnes. We started out as a fairly big group, and it ended up kind of being 5 or 6 core people here throughout this last year. But we knew more than just the grandstand needed replaced. The backstop was aging. It was an old chain link fence. We did that, kind of got everything going, and we took it. There was obviously some insurance money, but not nearly enough to do what we wanted to do. And we sent out letters trying to raise some money, and we had a lot of very gracious donors, some very big donors. And now we have down here on the north side of the press box, you'll find a sign that lists all the donors that gave more than $100 or more. And we think that's neat that everybody, they get credit for helping us build this fine facility. We've done a lot here. Probably the one thing that needs done the most are our lights, and that's something that not sure what's going to happen there. And but they need replaced.
Yeah, but it was really neat to see the community step up, and really it was kind of interesting to see how that all came about, particularly in light of the fact that I think we were still kind of suffering from maybe a little hangover from the tornado that had happened. It only happened about 8 or 9 months before the tree fell here, and to see the community step up the way they did. The businesses that donated money to the project, people like I Construction, some of the other people that helped put all this stuff together, Sand Creek Post and Beam with the wood and everything. It was just amazing to see the community just kind of step up and help rebuild the Hank Overin Field back to where it is now.
Yeah, I mean, it's from a couple years ago, sitting in meetings, having meetings, wondering what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do all this, to now sitting in a press box that we were dreaming about with an air conditioner is pretty awesome. I still walk in here and see all this and kind of am amazed that we got it this far, because who knew what we were going to be able to get done, and it's pretty awesome.
It takes a lot of volunteers and obviously money to make it happen, and Wayne's a very generous, giving town, and that all did happen. And before I forget, I want to mention this Friday at 10 o'clock, we're going to host the Rebuild Hank Committee is going to host the Chamber Coffee down here at the ballpark. And we want community to come out. If you gave money, please come on down here, because we're going to be, recognizing and thanking a lot of donors on this Friday.
Yeah, there's a tremendous amount of support for this field, and the end result has been something very impressive. And I can't wait for these other communities, if they haven't been here already. I can't wait for them to come here and see what has resulted out of that situation. Yeah, the only thing that's left now, I think there's some work that has to be done on the third base side. Is that right? Is there some stuff that needs to be done down there yet? Or?
Well, we've kind of talked about maybe sometime redoing the bullpen area.
Bullpen, yes.
We've talked about that. Probably won't happen this year. We're kind of winding things down, but we'll see what happens.
I would like to do it after the season's over. I rebuilt the one on our side, on the home side, but maybe after the season's over and things wind down a little bit, I think I'd like to get it switched around.
Yeah. The first base side, if you remember what it looked like before the storm, it's just amazing how much different this field looks today from where it was 3 years ago before the tree got knocked down, and it was one of those things where it turned out to be a godsend for Wayne baseball, because it gave us an opportunity to put something together that it's gonna be something that's gonna probably outlive us. It's gonna be something that's gonna be around for a long time now, and as long as kids continue to play baseball here in Wayne, you're gonna have a great field to do it here at Hank Overin.
Yeah, it's really fun to, like, when we're hosting a team that's never been here before, to just kind of stand over there by the gate and listen to them ooh and ah about how cool it is and stuff. It really makes you feel kind of good about, being a part of a group or a committee, that helped put this together.
Yeah.
And to see opposing fans or whoever to come in and just really enjoy the facility. So
Omaha Central played here a week and a half ago, and their coach, when he walked up to the front gate, he could not believe that this existed in Wayne, Nebraska. And he went on and on and on and on about it, and we hear that regularly, and makes you feel good. Sometimes Robbie and I have been a part of a lot of meetings, and it's like sometimes you wonder, wow, is that worth it? Well, they quickly make sure you realize, all that time and effort was worth it, because we've got a fantastic field, and we do have to thank the city as well, because it is a city-owned park. But they are very helpful with a lot of the things here and help make things happen. Yeah, definitely. I think Mayor Chamberlain and Lowell Johnson, the city administrator, and all the people at the city of Wayne did a wonderful job in making sure that the committee was able to get stuff done that needed to get done here. And like you said, it takes a community for something like this to come together. And I think they did I think we're kind of patting ourselves on the back here a little bit, but I think the entire community can take a lot of pride in this ballpark, because I think it's a fantastic facility. And like you said, in a town like Wayne, something like this, you don't see something like this very often. It's pretty special. It is. Absolutely.
The street department for the city of Wayne, they need a lot of credit too, because they put up the scoreboard. They actually poured the concrete footings. They built the building here. They helped out a lot, and they did a lot as well. So
yeah. Definitely. And if you haven't had a chance to see the facility yet, you get a chance Friday, 7 o'clock. The Wayne seniors will take on Ponca in the first round of the Class B Area 5 seniors tournament. The winner gets the honor or the privilege and the pleasure of driving all the way out to Alliance, Nebraska for the state tournament next week. And I know the juniors took that trip out to Sydney last year for state, so maybe these guys can. They already know the way. They were out there last year, so they should be able to find Alliance without any problems, I would think.
Yeah, I think Alliance is just north of Sydney, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It is. Yeah. So we hope to make the trip. It was a long one, but we want to do it again.
It's definitely would be worth it if they get to go. So
I would just like to say, this weekend during the area tournament, that families that have little kids that like baseball and stuff like that, just come out and support our team, and it's just a great environment. There's a lot of people here for the area tournament, and there's a lot on the line, so it's really fun. It's nerve-wracking, but it's a lot of fun, and just hope to see a lot of people here supporting our team. A lot of kids chasing foul balls and things like that, so it's a lot of fun.
The youth boys that are part of the Wayne Baseball Association, they do get in free. So we hope to have a lot of boys wearing their uniforms here, coming to the games, and it makes it more fun when there's a lot of people here and crowds getting into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as somebody who's gotten to cover these kids over the years, this is a fun bunch of kids that play baseball. I probably have more fun sitting in the dugout taking pictures with these guys than I do at any other sporting event during the year. They're a fun bunch of kids, and they play hard. They enjoy what they're doing. They're passionate about it, and that makes the game a lot of fun. So don't miss out. If you got a chance to see the Wayne seniors in action this weekend, take the opportunity to do so. Like I said, they'll be playing 7 o'clock on Friday night against Ponca here at Hank Overin Field. So I've got it. You got one more thing?
Two things I want to bring up. One, I want to give thanks to the Wayne Legion, who continue to support our Legion baseball teams, both juniors and seniors. They are an equal partner with the Wayne Baseball Association, and they just helped us pay to get down to Nebraska City, and they helped last year and the year before. Pretty lucky. We've sent 3 teams to state here in 3 straight years, and we're hoping we got a 4th one here in a week. But we want to give thanks to the Legion, and I also want to give a shout out to the Wayne Ponies, who won the Tri-County League Championship on Friday night, and also the Wayne White Broncos, who won the Tri-County League Championship. So we got 2 out of 3 of the TCL championships. So
it's been a great summer for baseball in Wayne. Four league champions out of 5. That's pretty good.
Summer, and it's not over.
Yeah, not over yet. Hopefully we got at least one more championship in us here. So
absolutely.
So, well, guys, thanks a lot for talking on Voice of Wayne America this week. I appreciate it, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Mike.
All right.
you, Mike.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Voice of Wayne America here on WayneAmerica.com. And again, I want to thank Steve Lutt from the Wayne Baseball Association and Robbie Gamble from the Wayne American Legion Seniors Baseball Team, and wish them the best of luck this weekend at the Area 5 tournament here at Hank Overin Field. Again, Wayne plays Ponca in the first round of the double elimination tournament at 7 o'clock. Tournament runs through Tuesday. That's going to do it for this week. Have yourselves a great week, and we will see you next week here on Voice of Wayne America. Until then, this is Mike Carnes. We'll see you later.